Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are gonna do a very simple and affordable, quick college makeup look. So all the products that I'm gonna use are pretty affordable. I'm gonna show each and every single step that I do for a really natural, wearable, everyday look for college. First up, let's tie the hair back. I'm also shooting this video in complete natural lighting. There is no artificial light. So the lighting may fluctuate in between because yeah, that's what happens when you shoot in natural sunlight. Honestly, I do not put on moisturizer these days because my sunscreen does it all for me. So I've been using the Fair Beauty SPF juice, which has SPF of 50, perfect for the daytime, and it's pretty lightweight for my skin. My skin is super oily, you guys know that, and makeup also sits really well on top of this. So I'm gonna take about 2 pumps of this sunscreen. So that's how much I'm taking. I'm just gonna warm it up and really apply it all over the face and neck. Maybe I want to do a pump more, so I'm taking like a 1.5 pump more. Really massage the sunscreen well into my skin, and this one is really lightweight and absorbs quick on my skin and also doesn't leave any white cast, which is super important, especially if you have deep brown skin tone like me. So I'm gonna let the sunscreen soak into my skin a bit and not directly apply any sort of base makeup on top. I'm gonna give it about say 2 to 3 minutes at least before I put on anything on top of the sunscreen. So I'm going to fill in the eyebrows, and I'm using a super affordable product here. This is the Dazzler Cosmetics brow pencil. I think this comes in only one shade, which is black. When I used it for the first time also, I did not have any hope for it, but it's a good product at this price point. I think this comes around only at, I would say, even less than 100 rupees. And so let me show you how I do it. So I'm just gonna brush the brow hair down. It doesn't come with a brush, but I just use my spoolie to do that. And then very lightly I would line the top part of my brows. As you can see, it's a very natural shade of black. It's not like super pigmented or dark like a kajal, so that's a good thing. And gently gonna fill in the tail part. I'm using a really light hand, that way you can achieve a really natural brow. Now I'll take the spoolie again and brush all of my brow hair upwards. I'm happy with the brows. It's been a couple of minutes since I applied my sunscreen, and now I'm gonna put on some makeup. So to prime my skin, I have a super oily skin, pretty textured and acne prone. So I like to smoothen my skin a bit and give that slightly mattified effect. For that, I'm using one of my favorite affordable primers. This is from Inside Cosmetics. This is a direct dupe for the Benefit Professional Primer. It's very similar to that. So it's a silicone based primer. If you can see, it's a silicone based primer. So I'm not going to apply too much, like a pea-sized amount, and really focus it mostly on the T-zone and the inner cheek area. So let's put it right here, the forehead, the upper lip, the chin, and the least amount goes on your nose. And whatever is left, I just work it in between my fingers and then start blending the primer. It really instantly blurs out the pores and it's beautiful. Such an incredible primer at this price point. Perfect for college goers. So again, I'm gonna let the primer sit for a couple of minutes before I put on my base products. That's because if I immediately apply something on top, it might pill. So meanwhile, I'll do a very quick and easy, simple eye makeup. I'm gonna take the Mars Cosmetics Cancel Concealer, which is my absolute favorite. I use the shade 7 a lot to highlight underneath my eyes, and this is the shade 8, which is exactly like my skin tone in a bottle. So I'm going to be using this today and just apply a bit on the eyelid. I always like to sharpen up the brows because I feel like that really frames the face. So I'm gonna do that as well. That's it. And a little bit on this inner corner right here. So I'll quickly blend the concealer on top of my eyes, and don't forget this inner corner right here. This is the most darkest part of your dark circles if you have one, so it's always necessary that you hide this part and brighten it up a bit. By the way, I'm using the Pac Cosmetics 219 concealer brush, but Mars Cosmetics also does a really great concealer brush, which I will link in the description box. So that's my eyes concealed. You know what, I'm gonna do the base right now. I feel like the primer has set a bit, so I'm going to use the same concealer again for my base. I'm going to keep it really natural and simple. I'm going to apply a little bit here. This concealer, by the way, is really thick and high in coverage. So a little bit goes a long way. Little bit at the corner of my nose. Since I have an acne prone pigmented skin, it's necessary that I do all these steps. But if you have a clear skin, you can pretty much just cover your dark circles and then just powder it down. I have a lot of acne spots at the moment, so I'm just gonna conceal them and a little bit around the mouth like so. I'm gonna use the same concealer brush and blend everything out. And to blend it out, I use the same brush and use gentle tapping motion like so, and don't swipe it like this. Otherwise the product will move everywhere, and whatever is left I would just take it on my forehead just to make everything look even and smooth. As you can see, it already gave me a nice flawless even base while also looking really natural and fresh. And this concealer blows my mind for how affordable it is and also super long wearing even on my oily skin type. To add a bit of color to my face, I'm not going to do any bronzing, contouring, none of that. Just gonna use a nice blusher. This one is from Mars and it's such a beautiful blush. It's more of a gel formulation, and this is the Blush Hour blusher in the shade Twilight, which is like this beautiful deep mauvey berry kind of a shade, as you can see. So I'm just gonna take one dot. It's quite pigmented, so a little bit goes a long way. I'm just gonna dot one dot here, one dot here, and tap the product in using my fingertips. I'm really applying this in a sculpting way, meaning I'm taking it really high up in an angle so that it sculpts my face while also adding color. Doing the same thing on this side. Your fingers work really beautiful with this blusher. And I'm also gonna apply a bit on the eyelids as a nice and fresh eyeshadow. I'm gonna use the same brush and just blend out the contours of the blusher just to make everything look seamless. I feel like you added a bit too much blush on your eyelids. At this point, you can use the concealer brush to slightly tone it down as well. Said all of this, I use my absolute favorite affordable loose powder. Nobody really talks about this powder, but this is so good and premium at this price point. This is the Makeup Revolution HD Super Matte Banana Setting Powder. It's a tiny little container and I've gone through at least 2 of these already. It's really beautiful, silky smooth, and a light banana shade. Pretty much works on all skin tones. So I'm gonna take a bit of that powder, and this one is even silkier than the K Beauty Loose powder, which is really popular. I'm gonna take the powder on this powder puff. This one is from Mars, which I got from Amazon. It's really gonna take the powder on the puff and work it right here on my palm, and just make sure that the powder is coated evenly on the puff. Keep my mirror and powder puff handy. Take the concealer brush once again and remove any creases, especially on the under eyes. And while looking up, I would just press the powder down. So this is going to be a nice everyday soft bake. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I crease a lot on the smile line, so I really press down the powder here. And whatever is left, I apply it around my mouth like so, and a little bit on top of the nose and also the T-zone. So these are the major areas where my skin tends to get oily. So I'm going to take a bit more of the powder, just set the rest of the face as well. So my base is actually done. Really, everything is done and it already looks so fresh and nice. So for applying mascara, I like to set this makeup with a setting spray. I'm using the Mars Wonder Fixer. This is how the packaging looks like. It's an all black packaging with a holographic chromatic font on the packaging. And this is a super strong setting spray and a pretty fine mist, I would say. This is a great product for oily skin types. So I'm just gonna spray it from a distance because it is strong. So the base is set using my mini fan to dry the setting spray. So once that's dry, I'm going to take my favorite eyeliner at the moment, be it affordable or high-end. This is my go-to. So this is the Swiss Beauty Color Me Bright Sketch eyeliner, and it's got this beautiful precise tip which even like renowned brands never make, such kind of thin and precise applicator. And this is in the shade Purple Muse. I've got a bunch of these sketch eyeliners in different shades. They make beautiful shades. So this is named as purple, but it's not as purple. It comes off as a wineish brown color on my eyes. So first I'm gonna create a wing, keeping it really thin on the top lash line like so. Let me actually move in a bit closer. I would stop somewhere on the mid part of the eyelid, and that's it. As you can see, it's not a bright purple color. It's a very wearable blackened purple. So that's what makes it super wearable, especially for college. This also comes in a brown and black. You can use that as well. Since I'm wearing a mauvey, like a berry toned outfit today, I decided to pick this color. I'm gonna curl my lashes before I do mascara. 10 to 12 pulses. This really lifts up the lashes and gives a more fresh and awake kind of a look. So I love doing this. But if you don't wanna add more steps, you can absolutely skip it as well. For mascara, I'm gonna be using my classic favorite. This is the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. It's a beautiful mascara, especially for everyday wear. You can keep the layers light, or you can build it up for that drama. It's got a nice curvy wand as well, which really allows you to lift and separate the lashes. So I'm just gonna take the mascara from the root till the tips, adding a couple of coats until I'm happy with it. Do you see the difference between both the lashes? This one looks so fluttery, lifted, and the mascara did such a fantastic job. My eyelashes on this side of my eyes are scantier than this one, so I'm gonna try and match it up using a bit more coats. So I'm happy with the volume. If the mascara gets on your eyelids, don't panic. Let it sit there for a couple of minutes. Let it get all dry, and then you can remove it with a spoolie. The lower lashes, I keep the mascara really light and give it a barely there kind of a effect. Okay, for the lips, I use my absolute go-to and super duper affordable Mars Cosmetics Edge of Desire lip liner, and this is in the shade Choco Butter. This is a must-have for all dusky skinned girls. It's such a beautiful chocolatey brown. It's truly replaced my Swiss Beauty Dark Chocolate lip liner, which I used to love a lot in the past couple of years. So I'm gonna slightly overdraw my lips because my lips are a bit thin, but if you don't want that, you can keep the lip liner quite on the natural lip line. This pencil is so creamy. I love it. So first I kind of define the cupid's bow, and then the bottom lip right here, and now I'm going to connect it to the corner of my lips. And this part I really don't overdraw. I keep it right on top of my natural lip line. Same thing on the top lips as well. So that's the lips line. Now I would take my ring finger and slightly smudge the inner part of the lip liner so that it looks more natural and not an evident line on the lips. It automatically smudges and blurs out the harsh line. So for the lips, I'm gonna do a very similar tone to that of my outfit, and it is again from my favorite affordable brand, Mars Cosmetics. So this is their Matte Muse lipstick, which is basically like a dupe of the Romance Velvet Matte lip tints. I mean, Korean lip tints are all in trend right now, and Mars really nailed it with this formulation. So this is the shade called 09 Superstar, I believe. It is the shade Superstar, and it's such a beautiful muted berry plum color which looks fantastic on brown skin tones. and this was out of stock for the longest time, and now it's finally back in stock. So stock it up if you want that blurred out matte, really comfortable cloud like lips. So I'm just gonna one coat covering the lip liner. As you can see, it's so beautiful. Look at that shade. Even without a lip liner, this lip color looks fantastic on my brown skin. That's how nice and blurry my lips look, and so cloud like and moussey. I love it, and the shade is so beautiful. It is not completely smudge proof, it is like a semi smudge proof finish, and you've got to give it some time to really set to a matte finish. After that, it can resist stains and all, but you may need frequent touch-ups. It's not a very long wearing lipstick because it's a cloudy, velvety, moussey kind of a formula, but honestly, I don't really mind it. So now the mascara on my eyelid has dried, so I'm just gonna use this spoolie to remove it. The makeup is done. To accessorize my outfit, I'm using these beautiful jhumkas. Pretty lightweight and perfect for college. Really pretty and goes well with my outfit. Let's not forget a bindi because I'm wearing an Indian wear. I like these tiny ones from Eyetex. This is the number P8. The perfect size for everyday bindi. And this is in a maroon shade, I believe. And just pop it right here. Yeah, that's perfect. And open hair looks really nice and fresh with this look. I cannot really do sweat on my neck. I hate that feeling. And on the face as well, we've done a lot of hard work, so I don't want any of this to get messy. So probably just use, I'm gonna take a small clip. I got this from Miniso long back. Not sure if this is still available. It came in a pack of 3 and just clip it. And yeah, that's it. If I want, I would slightly pull the pieces right here to make it a bit more loose, and that's about it. I do some hair on the front like so that it looks prettier. Finally, for fragrance, I'm using the Bella Vita Date Woman mini perfume. This came in a set of 4 and it's pretty affordable, although not very long lasting, but the scents are beautiful. You can probably put it in your college bag or something and keep touching it up every couple of hours. It's really nice, fresh and florally. I like these kind of fragrances. So that's the finished look. I really hope that you guys like this look. It's easy, simple, quick. It took time because I kept explaining everything and took you through each step. But otherwise, you can pretty much do this makeup in about 10 to 12 minutes every day, and it's super easy and simple. You can maybe also skip the eyeliner if you want. You feel like it takes a bit more time. Even just your eyes with the mascara looks fabulous. And look at the base. It looks like I've done a full-blown base routine, but in fact I use only one single concealer, that too a super affordable one, and I'm loving my natural base. Of course, you can switch up the lip color and the blush color according to your liking and according to your outfit as well. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video and found it useful and helpful. If you did, make sure to give it a huge thumbs up, comment, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Also follow me on my Instagram. I'll put the link in the description box. This is it. Take care of yourselves, and I shall see you very soon in my next one. Bye.